Suno AI Music Generator can turn your voice into an entire song. I've not tried this out yet, so let's record some random vocals, see how this goes. So I've Ableton pulled up right now. Let's record some vocals. I'm not a good singer, which I feel like makes this way better. So let's do 3 different vocals. They have to be minimum 6 seconds. It has to be between 6 seconds and 60 seconds. So let's just do 3 random ones. You know what I'm saying, 'cause it's all the things that I feel. Alright, I guess that works. And then let's do second one. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And then I feel like it'd be kind of interesting. I was thinking about this ahead of time, like what ones I wanted to do. I feel like it'd be interesting to do like a scatting, jazzy thing. Like, I don't know, I'm just gonna. Boop boop bop it up bop it up bop 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 it up bop 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 it up bop it up bop 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 bop. I feel like that actually could be the most interesting one, but we'll see. Okay, so let's just bounce these out real quick. I don't have to really like mix it or master it or anything. I'm just kind of do this as. All right, so we got A1. Solo this as well. Then we got A2. And now we got A3. So now we got our vocals ready to go. This should be really interesting. Now let's go to Suno. Now they're all uploaded. Sometimes it does take a second, but just to play them again, we have. You know what I'm saying, 'cause it's all the things that I feel. Alright. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Alright, and lastly. No like dubstep vibes in the last one. All right, so let's do this. So we're gonna go to extend, and basically what I'm doing is I'm telling Suno AI Music Generator, take what I just did and extend it. So I'm just gonna leave this all blank except the first one, I think country. So I'm gonna say country, right? You know, can I put upbeat country? I don't know if I think that should be fine. Okay, so let's do that. So while it's going, we're going to go to the next one. I'm going to go to extend as well. And for 2, I actually want to make this like funk jazz. Even though I feel like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, even though I think maybe the third one would be better for funky jazz, I actually want to make like an electronic one out of the third one. I feel like that would be more interesting to me. So I'm going to do Twinkle Twinkle Little Star as a funky record. And then we're going to do electronic. I'm just going to type in electronic and see how that one comes out. So what it does, as it's kind of rolling right now, as you can see, it creates 2 iterations of each prompt. So I'm going to go to library view. I feel like this view is sometimes a little bit easier. All right. So I've noted how long each one of these are. What happens is it creates them, and then it kind of like polishes as it goes. So pretty much I'm just going to play them, and I'll see what happens. So, credits were funded. Oh, so we'll get to that. That's actually interesting that I did that. Okay. Rounder and Alright, so first off, it added auto-tune on it. Okay. I'm moving, rounder and you know I'm seeing all the things that I feel. That's actually kind of surprising. Like, obviously, there's an aggressive amount of autotune, but it took, obviously, the things I was singing. I'm moving, it's kind of gibberish, though. You know I'm seeing all the things that I feel. That's actually pretty impressive. Like, let's say you're, like, not a singer like me, which I'm kind of glad that I'm actually not a good singer, because I feel like if I was in pitch, it'd be more, it'd be like, all right, they're just going to, you know, maybe find the key and then amp. Like, with this, it added auto-tune onto it, like, clear auto-tune, but still made it work. So let's do the other iteration of that. It's weird that it's make it like a gibberish almost though.
I've seen as it's all the things that I feel. I'll do it in the will. You are will.
Alright, so that's actually a pretty crazy start. I'm not gonna lie that the gibberish is kind of weird, but the fact that it took my vocals, put them into a whole song, added auto-tune, you can't really tell it's me. I'll say that. So we'll see how the rest of them come out, but that's actually pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect, it's crazy. Alright, so okay. Let's see. So this is Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, remember. Alright, nothing yet. I wonder if it's gonna come in later, or will this not happen at all? I'm trying to think, did that sound like it was in the key of Twinkle, Twinkle, that one I might want to redo. That was like...
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what. Twinkle,
oh, that's cool. Okay, this made up for the last one.
How I wonder what you are. Twinkle,
so you could hear the auto-tune on it.
How I wonder what.
This is actually pretty good. The vocals are definitely not perfect, but it is still like insane though that like it did process them unbelievably well. Like I almost wonder, and I think I saw someone comment this, or I think someone commented something like this. I was talking about like mixing and mastering when it comes to like I'd be curious in the future. This could be happening maybe next week. Like what if like say for Suno, because this is version 3.5, as you can see right there. What would happen if version 4, you could actually download the stems? So like this is definitely now on the producer's end, not just like making music per se, but like as a production aspect, like that'd be interesting if I could re-download each individual stem. So I just download the vocals and Suno automatically makes auto-tune vocals on my voice. Like that was actually not bad. Now sometimes what happens on Suno, as you can see with credits refunded, now we're going to the scanning one, is with credits refunded that sometimes it just like glitches up. There's no other way to word it. So and that's it. So now do this. All right. So. Is it gonna go somewhere, or? I like how it created its own line on it, though. That's pretty cool. Like that right there. Oh, that's wicked cool. So what's really interesting about this is it didn't take that sample that I recorded and use it in the way it sounds. Like it basically modulated it, like I said before, used autotune, basically transformed it and manipulated it in such a way to make it fit. And now I have the melody to kind of complement it. Ooh, okay. Actually, okay, I want to try this again. I feel like this one, I want to do, you know what? I'm just going to do this. Funk electronic. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to do it for all of them as well, actually. The same thing. Let me go back to A2 and extend. Yep, oh, it saves it. Okay, and then same thing for A3. I feel like this, to me, I don't know. I'm curious to see what happens with this if I do it for like the same prompt. Okay, so where is it gonna be? Okay, it's gonna be right here. So we have the like, you know what I'm saying? It's all the things that I feel. Twinkle twinkle little star. Then like the vocal scat, but like, so let's see.
You know a way.
So it almost seems like that when I say you know what I'm saying, maybe I kind of wasn't enunciating enough. So I think what that tells me with Suno, because I've noticed it had the same issue before. So again, just learning some new stuff. I think maybe like if I were to do this again, I'd have to enunciate a bit more aggressively. So like it's supposed to be like, you know what I'm saying. I feel like it'd have to be like, you know what I'm saying. Like enunciate way more clearly. Because it seems like that first part, I think Suno's almost treating it like it's gibberish. Maybe that's why the other one sounded a bit off of that.
And you know what?
Alright.
You know what?
Oh, see that. It's kind of cool that it like chops different parts of it.
What? You know what when I do that. When I feel the do. You know it when I could.
So I feel like like I said, if I were to do this again, I feel like I would make the vocal line be a lot more like enunciated, even annoyingly so. So it's almost like, and sometimes this happens a lot in production where you have to almost like work backwards. Where sometimes like if I'm going to sing something or use my voice in my own songs, which I have before, I almost have to think, how am I going to have it end up? And sometimes you almost want to sing not perfectly, because you know when you modulate it, it is going to sound perfect, right? So it sounds like here. So, and what is
You know what I'm saying? Does your love you great?
maybe not. Interesting. So this one, it's like it got the first part of the vocal, but not the second.
Will you bugging? Will you bugging? Ooh, will you bugging? Who got bugging? Will you bugging? Will you bugging? Ooh, will you bugging?
Kind of gibberish. So it's interesting that, oh man, some of these are not. I'm gonna have to redo those. Give me a second. Yeah, see, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, this is just part of using Suno. You have to make these a bunch. But okay, where are we? We were actually this one. So this is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. All right. Is it going to be purely instrumental or is some... See, this is a problem with Suno, I'm not going to lie. It's very random. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Nah. It might be too instrumental. Try that one again. But you can see kind of the power of this. I know you kind of get the main point of this video, at least at this point. But at least want to finish off on like at least some good ones. Oh, is it glitching up again? Man, that's kind of weird that this one I thought would be the easiest. But it keeps kind of glitching up. Sometimes you just have to do this over and over. It's kind of annoying, I'm not going to lie. But you can see how, like, it just makes a 3-second one or whatever. And sometimes it just doesn't hit. But maybe I'll just do another electronic. Because I actually liked... Where was it? This one is probably my favorite, I think. Where was it? This one, I think. This one? Like, that one actually is probably my favorite. Man, it's doing it again. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do the same prompt. Because sometimes it does make it very different. I'll just do electronic. And then just, like, let that ride out. So let's go here. So this is now Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I'm kind of hoping for it to start with it. That is really weird. Yeah, see, it's kind of... I feel like we started off strong, and then, go back up here. I'll just do electronic again. I feel like that one's pretty broad enough, where I've noticed sometimes it doesn't have as many issues, but you never know. Alright, so we got another refund. Man. Alright, try this one. This one, if it doesn't show credits refunded right away, usually that's a sign it's longer, so let's see. This does not sound like electronic to me. You know what's interesting though is if I think about the vocal line that I did, like if I play it again, it almost seems like it tried to make like a piano. Wait, double click that. So playing it again, it almost seems like it tried to make like a piano melody out of it. So going back. Yeah, it sounds like it almost tried to make a piano melody. So that's just kind of interesting. I kind of like that it's not perfect with Suno because I think in the other instances, which I feel like sounded better than these ones that are coming out now, it took my voice, added auto-tune, created other stuff, chopped it, twisted it, did a bunch of stuff, right, where it fully made a song based off of it. In these kind of instances now, it almost sounds like that sometimes it's saying, you know what, we're not going to use the vocal sample at all when we extend it, even though it's not really extending it. We're going to take it and like create something based off of it. So let's say like I wanted to write a piano melody and someone's like, hey, do you have an idea for a piano melody? And I do what I just did, right? It'd be like beep, beep, bop, ba da bop, like that kind of thing. And it creates this. Which is kind of cool. It's both like, it's just almost different ways to look at it. How it seemed like the algorithm with Suno is either taking the sample and being forced to use it, or using it almost as a concept, right? And building a song based off that concept.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, but will be what you are.
Okay.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little
I don't know why
star, but will be what you are.
The gibberish is kind of random.
Will be what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, but will be what you are. Will be what you are.
Well, I'm gonna do. I have to do this in some.
Twinkle, twinkle, little twinkle, your love. War will be little star. War will be little star.
It's kind of interesting. I don't know if I like it. Alright, so that one's kind of. It was alright. And let's see this one now.
When thy roder will the word, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. When thy roder will the word, twinkle, twinkle, little star.
I don't. This one's just weird. Is it reversing what I said?
Oh, star.
I like the complement of piano melody actually a lot.
Oh, star. I roder wilder oh, star.
So as you can see, I don't think you know what to expect. I think out of anyone, just replay it again. Shoot, I should have probably like renamed it so I can remember. Was it this one? I think. Yeah, I think this is the best one, in my opinion. We have a long intro, though. Like, the fact that, like, looped it then, but a specific part of it. Right. It goes into this. You know, can I save this one, or I'm gonna like it so that way I can come back to it. I might rename it. Can I rename it? Whatever, yeah. Like this one, I thought was the most creative. I think that was the most creative one. That one where I felt like it did a pretty decent job, but I gotta say, that was actually, I don't even know what to say. I feel like in some ways it was better than I thought it would be, but also worse. But I think it was just unexpected. I thought what would happen, especially if you watch my video where I used different splice samples, some of them actually being vocals too, but using different splice samples, a lot of them being like, synths, or I had like a Moombahton beat or whatever. I felt like the songs that came out made sense. I'm like, okay, it takes it, maybe it like speeds it up or slows it down and analyzes it in terms of a key, creates a melody and then maybe even a counter melody, puts it together. That's what I expected to happen with my voice, but that's not what happened here, as you saw. And either took it and then like modulated it, added auto-tune, created a whole other song around it, or it used it almost as a concept idea. So like as you heard with the piano one, which I kind of liked that it almost, I'm not saying it glitched up, but it didn't do what I asked, because I said, make me an electronic song. It did not. It made me like a piano classical ballad, almost like a ragtime style feel, where it took that kind of vocal scouting I did, analyzed it in terms of like the notes, the melodies, and said, okay, we're just gonna make a whole entire piano song out of it and not even include the sample. I thought that was really interesting, actually. So it's kind of cool that also this is still in like the beta form, right? This is like a very new feature, but that just is incredibly interesting to me of how it started off like this with my vocals, and when it was almost an unpredictable direction of what it did with my vocals. Super cool. I'm not gonna lie. That was actually way more interesting than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be pretty like straightforward of what to expect. No idea what to expect. So I do kind of like that unexpectedness was just incredibly intriguing of the way the algorithm tried to take what I did, not being a good singer, and said, okay, we have to work with these bad vocals, and still somehow made it work. In some cases, not that good. Some cases, kind of meh, right? Again, that's kind of like a roll of the dice. I feel like a lot of times when you're using these AI generators in general, whether it's Suno AI Music Generator or even ChatGPT, but I think this just shows, though, where things are going, and I think what I'm more curious about now when it comes to a platform like this, especially because I can upload audio and get this whole song, is I'd be so interested in hearing if there's a way that can break down the stems. Like, imagine if I could download not just the song, but like, okay, you like this one country song, you could download just the guitar part we made, or just your vocals that we actually created or auto-tuned, or just the drums or whatever. Because at that point then, you're talking about being able to, download that stem, put it in a song that I'm working on, and almost using Suno, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'd release any of these as a standalone song, because the mixing and the mastering kind of matter. Like, you kind of have to just take it as is. I mean, in a sense, it's almost like an AI ghost producer. I mean, it is, but I don't think I'd ever release any of these. However, if I had the ability to download the stems of some of the stuff this made, that's a whole other ball game. But even still, this was actually probably one of the most interesting AI music videos that I've made yet, just because obviously I'm using my own voice, I'm creating a sample myself, and seeing what it does with it, and it's crazy.